Shalom. We're back at it again. Out here another week doing the work of our Father in heaven. Okay, who in the world called Jesus Christ, your Habitation. And you know, you brothers out there, you stand firm. And before you know, we'll be out of here, man.
What are you quoting?
We'll definitely be out of here. And basically, first and foremost, man, without further ado,
polite people, answer the question.
Double honor some of the apostles that rule well. Wishing grace to all the occupants of the four corners of the earth. And you really should stay up. You know what I mean? As you look around the world, things are happening. Not as much as it used to, but basically, man, it seems like we're in the calm before the storm now. So it's just within due time. You know, sudden. All of the things that we've been talking about in the scriptures is going to soon come to pass. Martial law being declared, okay, the nuclear war, and so on and so on. So these are the things, yo, what's going on, brother? I knew he was going to come down. I just knew he was going to come down. Shalom, man. Yeah, so, you know, we're at the calm before the storm. And pretty much, we're just right around the corner of anything going to happen now. So we got to stay on our watch at all times. We also got to stay firm with the scriptures. And, you know, don't lose faith. You know, if there's any discrepancies amongst the brothers in the camps and stuff, you know, deal with the issue, man, and be brotherly. And we're going to keep doing this thing, man. In the name of Yahweh, the Most High, and His Son, in the word called Jesus Christ, man.
I know you guys are not serious. This is just a stunt, yeah? Just to rattle some people inside there.
All right, Shalom. We got a Hebrew Israelites.
It's just a bloody stunt.
Come in week in and week out to prophesy about the upcoming calamities that's about to befall this kingdom. Okay, we out here.
Inside there are bloody soldiers, so do you
Latinos,
want to
Native
rattle
American
them?
Indians.
Is that right?
You wake up to the Heavenly
Just
Father
a
and
fucking
you repent.
stunt.
Because there's going to be a time where there's not going to be no mercy anymore. Okay, and we're the prophets of the Heavenly Father declaring that. All right, that's what we are. So we're gonna get you fine.
I like that. Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'll tell you what, brother. Get me Job 27, man.
No, they're good. It's a bloody stunt. They're good. It's a stunt. Yeah, it's just a stunt. No, you know that good. Yeah.
Get Job 27.
They're doing this, but then
Alright. Yeah, he's just there to cause. He just says to cause problems. That's it. No, he said to cause problems. He's a problem causer, this guy.
Oh yes, I am.
Alright. Get Job 27. Matter of fact, just get Job 5. Stop.
See this.
Stop in the first verse.
This is Job 5 and 1.
Right.
For now, if there be any that will answer thee, and to which of the saints wilt thou turn? For wrath killeth the foolish man, and envy slayeth the silly one.
You'll read that again?
For wrath killeth the foolish man, and envy slayeth the silly one.
Right, and that's just the thing. So, hey, the scriptures say wrath killeth the silly one. So if you coming up here for wrath and trying to, you know, cause controversy against the prophets of the Lord, then you've already marked yourself for destruction. Okay, and that's just the whole thing about it, man. Like this guy here, he's got beers in his hand, and he's trying to cause confusion. But the spirit of Yahweh about Shemal Shah is got. Okay, the spirit of the Lord is going to deal with this guy, man. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be destroyed, and he might get run over by a cop. He might get drunk to oblivion and get run over by a goddamn cop. So read that again. And he's a sinning guy too, man. That's the spirit, man. Read that again, brother.
For wrath killeth the foolish man.
Yeah, it says, for wrath killeth this. What is it? Read it again.
For wrath killeth the foolish man.
It says, for wrath killeth the foolish man. And that's one foolish MF over there. That's one foolish individual that has nothing to do with himself but get drunk to oblivion. Okay? We're men of the Most High. We're men of God, so that you understand. Okay? We ain't no Muslims. We ain't got nothing to do with that. So if you think that we're bringing out Islam, we're not bringing out no Islam. We're bringing out the Holy Bible. Okay? But we are warriors of Yahweh Shah. We are the warriors, okay, of who you call Jesus Christ. And we're his men that's being revived in the corners again. The same apostles that you read in the Bible were those same men. And that's who the hell we are. Okay, we're the anointed apostles. Okay, and you got higher levels of the apostles too. Go on, read that again, bro.
For wrath killeth the foolish man,
Right.
and envy slayeth the silly one.
Go on.
I have seen the foolish taking root, but suddenly a curse his habitation.
You gotta read it a bit louder, bro.
I have seen the foolish taking root, but suddenly a curse his habitation.
So the Lord, by the spirit of Job, Job stated that he saw the wicked one taking root. Go on, brother.
His children are far from safety, and they are crushed in the gate.
Right, and if the children are far from safety, they are crushed in the gate. Go on, brother.
Neither is there any to deliver them, whose harvest the hungry eateth up, and taketh it even out of their thorns, and the robber swalloweth up their substance.
Right, the robber swallowed up their substance, and that's what these Edomites have done. They've swallowed up our substance, man. Okay, they basically suck and strap. Just so they can build up their society and use us in the process. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? The Lord is going to return all the ills that have been done. It's not about what the so-called white man did to our people. It's about what he's done on earth as well. What he's done to the planet and brought it down to the brink of destruction of no return. Okay, and got the people just bonkers and mad by the media, the television. Okay, so all of that's going to have to be paid back, man. So read that verse again.
Whose harvest the hungry eateth up, and taketh it even out of the thorns.
Right, go on.
And the robber swalloweth up their substance.
Who's the robber? The robber is the so-called white man. Okay, he goes around earth stealing resources around the earth from other nations and other countries. And then what he'll do is he'll go set up puppet leaders, okay, for his own favor. And then the people will say, well, we gotta go get the Muslims, which we don't care about the Muslims. I'm just making a point. The point is that Esau is the robber, man. He's even went as far as robbing nationalities. This man has went so far calling himself Jewish. You see what I'm saying? And he's robbed the land of the natives, calling it America, and got those same people that ran America right into the corner. And the corners is those reservation camps. That's why it tells you that the judgment shall enter into the house of the thief. Okay? And we're right around the corner of great judgment, hitting this world, hitting this planet on a very severe level. And so much so, it's even going to affect the 2/3 of our own people that don't want to repent. Because when Yahweh Shai comes, man, who in the world called Jesus Christ, when he comes, there's just going to be a lot of merciless killing going on. Okay? We just letting you know the deal, man, before it already happens. That's all we do. Okay? But I think it's the quiet time to repent, man. And get serious about this thing. You know, but I understand one thing. The majority of you are not going to repent because that's your destiny not to repent. So that the Lord can make a prime example out of you. Go on, brother.
Although affliction cometh not forth of the dust, never doth trouble spring out of the ground, yet man is born unto trouble as sparks fly upwards.
Right, go on.
I would seek unto the Most High, and unto the Most High would I commit my cause.
Right, and unto the Most High would commit my cause. But the verse that the brother read was where it says how man is caught up in trouble as sparks. Read that again, so I can get it.
Verse 7. Yet man is born unto trouble as the sparks fly upwards.
Right, so man is born into trouble as the sparks fly upward. Because there's going to be some troublous times out in these last days. And it's going to be severe like you've never seen before. Okay? It's going to be highly severe. And it may seem like things ain't happening. You know, things are at peace right now. You don't hear nothing too much from the news and all of that and then some. But guess what? It's going to come suddenly. All of the things that we've been talking about for years, okay, it's all going to come into fruition. It's all going to come into fruition. that's why it's the prime time to repent. If you're a so-called Negro, so-called Latino, or Native American Indian, you are Israelites, you gotta repent fast. If you don't repent fast, and we're in the midst of the trouble, you can't say, well, I didn't know, Lord. Because what you're saying is we didn't do our job. The scriptures say, warn the wicked from this evil way. And that's what we have been doing throughout the years. So once all hell breaks loose, we're not going to be out here no more. Because we've already done our job. Okay? Now, we're just going to have to just let things play out as they are, and no guy's going to come up here talking about show me the scriptures. Because we just going to give you the cold shoulder. Alright? We're just going to give you the cold shoulder, and we're going to tell you what the scripture says about that, man. Go on, brother.
Verse 8. I would seek unto the Most High, and unto the Most High would I commit my cause. Which doeth great things and unsearchable, marvelous things without number. Who giveth rain upon the earth, and sendeth waters upon the fields. Verse 11. To set up on high those that be low, that those which mourn may be exalted to safety.
Yeah, read that verse again.
To set up on high those that be low, that those which mourn may be exalted.
Right, so
to
the
safety.
Lord is going to set up high those that mourn so that they be exalted. And that's what's going to happen. Okay, when this society crumbles down, okay, based on your own government, all right, all of the rest of the issues that concerning the befalling of the society, all right, it's going to really bring the society to a halt. And we're going to be the next ones coming into rulership. We're going to be the next ones governing the entire planet as we're supposed to. All right now on a spiritual level, on a gradual level, we're just setting a standard. As it should say, set up a standard. So we're setting up a standard. But the standard is the way of Yahushua and the way of the scriptures, the commandments, the statutes, etc. So this is the way of Yahushua. Yahushua is the Savior, and He's the Redeemer of Israel. So if you don't conform to the way of Yahushua, you call Jesus Christ, then you're finished. It's a wrap. Because I'm telling you, man, you got a lot of our people, they into Islam, they into Hinduism, they into this, they into that. And guess what? All of that ain't gonna save you. Okay, the only entity and the only foundation that's gonna cover you these days is this Bible, the Holy Bible. All right, the Quran ain't got nothing on the Bible. All right, the Keeper Nika ain't got nothing on the Bible. This is what's going to save you from the hour of temptation, which the Bible prophesies about. Go on, brother. Yeah. It's like I said, things may be calm, cool, and collect right now, but sudden great destruction is going to come. You know, we haven't heard anything on the news as of lately, but don't get caught off guard now. Go on, brother.
This is James 1:21. Wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word which is able to save your souls.
That's what we're supposed to be doing. That's what the Israelites are supposed to be doing, is receiving the word, man, of Yahushua. And so that you be grafted into your own salvation. That's what the majority of our people should be doing, man. They should be coming out of that keeper guys or that Kemet rubbish and repent back to the Lord. Because this is the only way. There's no other way to enter into salvation but this way. You understand? Like it tells you in Proverbs, the 3rd chapter, in the 5th verse, it says, lean not to thy own understanding. Alright, you're supposed to lean unto the understanding of these scriptures. As it tells us in what is, I believe it's Isaiah 33, and I believe it's verse 12, where it says, wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy tongue, and the strength of your salvation. And the fear of the Lord is his treasure. So that's what we're supposed to do. Okay, that's the only leeway to your salvation. Go on, brother.
Back to Job 5:11. To set up those that be low,
right,
that those which mourn may be exalted to safety.
Right.
Verse 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty.
Right, he disappointed the devices of the crafty. Go on.
So that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
I'll tell you what, brother, read up a verse. I want to deal with that verse again.
What set up those that below?
Yeah.
Verse 11. To set up on high those that below.
So the Lord is setting us high right now. That's why we're standing on our feet on a spiritual level. But ultimately, it's going to be physical. Okay, the exaltation of Israel, or the real Israel, which is the so-called Latinos, Native Americans, he's going to exalt these people on high. Go on, brother.
To set up those that below, that those which mourn may be
Right now,
exalted
we're
to
alone
safety.
and we're mourning. So we're going to be exalted to safety. Hey, the scriptures tells us, man, when the real Jews go back into their land, there's not going to be no war anymore. There's not going to be no war heard in the communities or the lands thereof. All right, it's just going to be straight up and down peace, like Solomon. Right, which Solomon was a man of color like myself, the wisest man on the planet at the time. Go on, brother. Which I believe it was around what, 3,000 and some years ago.
That those which mourn may be exalted to safety.
Yeah.
Verse 12.
There's one morning right now. When you check out, you know, the brothers, even all the way down to even all the way up to the apostles. You know, we're mourning because of the world we're living in. We're mourning because we gotta do slave shit. We gotta wake up early in the freaking morning, you know, and do a job that we don't like, and then get the little benefits of it, man. You know what I'm saying? And then you gotta come home with your woman, get on your nerves. You know what I'm saying? You got certain brothers, they got infirmities, they gotta deal with and all of that stuff. Because we don't figure this life out, man. There's no, you're not gonna find complete happiness. This is what you call hell. This is what you call the dark world, the valley of the shadow of death. So we know this, and this is what vexes us, because we see and we know how things are supposed to be, and look at how things are right now. So that's vexing. So the Most High is going to do away with our mourning and exalt us to safety, and we're in power, and when we're exalted, when we are in power or exalted, excuse me, then we'll be able to rule the planet in the way that the Most High told us to run the planet. Okay, because this Bible, when you read the book of the law, which is the Leviticus, and the second book of the law, which is Deuteronomy, those are the manuscripts you're supposed to apply on the planet. Alright? And if you don't apply these scripts, or the manuscript, should I say, which is the Bible, then this is what you get right now. And I always make mention of that. Okay, you get prostitution, you get pedophiliacs, okay, you get drug dealers, drug users and abusers, because there's no order here. Okay, you got children talking up against their parents treating their children like they're garbage, all right, because everything's out of order. All right, you got people that are dying of diseases at an alarming rate, okay, because people want to eat what they want to eat, all right, and at the same time, even if you do try to eat healthy, guess what? When you go inside these regular stores, the food is all jacked up, the food is all manipulated and mixed up. So this society is not dealing with righteousness order. So when you live in a society that does not deal with righteous order, this is what happens. You get a lot of shit like this. Okay, you get, you know, young youths standing on the corner, not doing anything, just talking smack, and resulting to killing one another because they have nothing to do. They have nothing to spark their mind or to keep their brain going. And the schools ain't teaching them a goddamn thing, man. You know what I'm saying? What's supposed to keep you stable and sound-minded is these scriptures. But see, this world doesn't publicate the knowledge of the Heavenly Father. And that's why we're in this ship today. That's why everybody's walking around like they done lost their mind. They depressed. They bugged out their mind. Because this society is darkness. Okay? Go on, brother.
It's Isaiah 24 and 5.
Yeah.
The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof.
And that's the bottom line. The earth is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. Who's inhabiting the earth right now? Give me Job, hope what you got. Give me Job the 9th chapter. Who's inhabiting? Why is the earth so messed up? Why are animals dying at an alarming rate? Why is that? Because you got the wrong people in power. Okay, you got a dark, negative people in power. And it's so bad that even the animals are being affected by this dark vibration. Okay, yeah, you know, we got mobile phones, certain brothers got 4K TVs and all of that, but guess what? I ain't happy here. I'm just keeping it real. Most of the times I'm cynical as hell.
50-inch, the whole shit. You still didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
I got the 50-inch, the whole setup, man. The
Yeah,
system.
but you not happy, brother.
You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't make you happy.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather go into a store knowing that my food is gonna be organic. Why do I have to go into a store that has organic food when the food's supposed to be organic? You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have to pick and choose. Oh, this is organic and this is just regular. The food's supposed to be pure already. So this is why we gotta get out of here too.
It's not even a fair choice either, because the organic is more expensive than the other shit.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not choice.
Yeah.
It's not choice, man.
Yeah.
If it was choice, it would be the same price.
Right. And the reason why it's more expensive is because it all goes back to the Georgia Guidestones. They want to make people dizzy to the point where they want to killing themselves. That's what they want to do. So that's why we're mourning as well as. You know what I mean? And that's why when the scriptures say, a wise man, Salakia, oppression maketh a wise man mad. Because not only are we being oppressed, but we're being oppressed to doing the right thing. We're being oppressed from actually executing the scriptures, man. Okay? You know what presses us down is knowing that we gotta go in these stores to get our food. The food is all jacked up. So that pisses me off sometimes. Go on, brother. Yeah, go give me that, yeah.
Isaiah 24 and 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof.
Now that goes back to the point. The reason why the earth is all messed up because you got the so-called white man, which his name is Esau in the Bible, which when you read the book of Malachi, the first chapter, it tells you that he's the border of wickedness, or they the border of wickedness. So when you have a group of people that are supposed to be wicked, or that are created to be the wicked, they're gonna make the earth under that. They're gonna have the earth under that wicked vibration. Okay, and that's why there's a lot of mess going on, man. There's a lot of mess out here. There's no order, there's no decorum out here. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, I was around the store area and I saw these looking youth, man, that, you know, they're talking and they're just talking shit. You know, and they're talking shit around elderly women, talking shit around children. And they're talking loud too, like they ain't got no sense. But that's because we don't live in an orderly world. We live in a world that's based on perversion. If it ain't dealing with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, then it's out of order. It's out of order. So Yahweh Shah, when Yahweh Shah comes back, he's really gonna bring overflowing judgment. So much to the point where it's just gonna change the world forever. And then the world is gonna be under the influences of Yahweh Shah. Because not only is Yahweh Shah going to be the redeemer of Israel, but he's also going to be the redeemer of the earth. That's the thing, man. But we need our father, we need our big brother to set the record straight going, brother.
Because they have transgressed the laws,
You know what I'm saying?
changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant.
And it's like, you know, you look at these floors are a mess. You got donuts on the floor, because people can't pick up their own shit. Right? And all of that, then some, man. And the reason why people are just dropping stuff on the floor is it's a mess. So if you live in a messy environment, you're not going to care about the environment you live in. It's like right now, I got gum on my shoes right now. It shouldn't be like this. We should live in a society or a world that's clean, pure. Okay? That's the way it's supposed to be. But the reason why it's like this is because this society is of Satan, and that's the truth. That's just the hardcore reality, man. Go on, brother.
It's Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked.
Right, it says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. And let me reinstate this again. Who are the wicked? When you read the book of Malachi 1 and 4, it tells you that Esau is the border of wickedness. And who are the people of Esau? The so-called Europeans. And they're so wicked that even the so-called Europeans, they're getting on them. They're exposing them. That's how bad it's gotten. You know, you always hear the same stories time after time. Oh, this guy, we found out that he was having sex with a child or something. You always hear these same goddamn stories, man. And if you're not hearing that, then you're hearing some other bullshit out there. There's always some madness going on. Always. The madness just doesn't stop. But see, when we get into power, you're not going to hear no madness. Okay, you're not gonna hear nobody dying of cancer or dying of a disease, or some child got sexually abused. You're not gonna hear about that stuff. Because we're gonna set the record straight. As it tells us in Genesis, what is it, chapter 27, where it speaks about how Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. Look up that word plain. The Hebrew word there is tamayim, which means perfect. So when you put a perfect people in power, everything's gonna be perfect all over again. You know what I'm saying? You really got wrong. Everything's gonna go back to the way it's supposed to be. You know, men are gonna be in order, women are gonna be in order, and children are gonna be in order. So it's about restoring order, man. That's what we're all about. We're restoring the old path, the old way, which is of Yahushua. Go on, brother.
He covers the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Yeah, that's the so-called white man. He went around, you know, Europe during the 15th century, destroying the images. You know, when you look up the term iconoclasm, the word icon means image and plasm means to break. So he's broken the true images of the prophets, including Yahushua and other things he's done. All right? So that's how we know who's in power right now. And it's quite obvious too. What's your piece of? I tell you what you got. You're home. Okay, you're home.
Second Esdras 7, verse 33. And the Most High shall appear upon the seat of judgment, and misery shall pass away.
And that's what we looking for. It says, for the Most High shall sit in the seat of judgment. So if the Most High is going to sit in the seat of judgment, all right, all the way down to Yahushua, all the way down to the order, everything's going to be the way it's supposed to be. But who's sitting in the seat of judgment right now? A God that's a reprobate, a nation of people that are reprobates. The word reprobate means somebody that's void of judgment. They don't know how to make judgments. They tell you, are you being prejudiced? Are you prejudging? Hell, you prejudge what you wear. I prejudge what I wear. I prejudge people that I surround myself with. I'm not gonna walk around here and just make friends with everybody. Everybody's bunkers out there. Okay? You'd be so surprised, man, how bugged out these people are. You'd be surprised. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really gotta watch yourself, man, around these folks. Because these people, they'll have you do some weird shit, man. You know what I mean? And if you are a brother in this faith, man, you should surround yourself with the brothers. Because we're the only sane men on the earth. These people are so insane that they look at us like we're insane. Go on, bro.
It says, and the long suffering shall have an end.
Yeah, and the long suffering shall have an end. And we're suffering long right now. That's why brothers got illnesses, brothers got this issue, that issue, the issues continue on and on. What's going on? Why? Because you have the wrong people in power that don't deal with judgment. And if they are dealing with judgment, it's not the right judgment. They're incapable of judging. The real judges are the men that you see. The real Jews, aka known as the Squalas. We're the men that should be setting the example on the earth and dominating the earth in righteousness. Go on, brother.
But judgment only shall remain.
And judgment shall only remain. What sort of judgments may that be? That's talking about the judgments of Yahweh Yahushua, the order of the supreme being that created this planet. That's why you got all of this confusion as well. You got this guy, he's a Muslim, this guy's a Rasta, this guy's this guy's that. There's so much confusion going on. There's no direct way. There's no direct way of what is true anymore. It's just do what you want, do as thou wilt. And while you're doing what you want, you're destroying yourself in the process. Go on, bro.
Nehemiah 9 verse 13.
Yeah, stick
Thou camest down also upon Mount Sinai, and spakest with them from heaven, and gavest them right judgments.
And gave us the right judgments. Go on.
And true laws, good statutes,
Beautiful,
and
brother.
commandments.
We're going to have to read that again.
Nehemiah 9 verse 13.
Uh-huh.
In fact, let me start from verse 12. Moreover, thou leddest them in the day by a cloudy pillar,
Right.
and in the night
Right.
by a pillar of fire.
That's talking about our history when we was in Egypt. Okay, when we was in thick darkness because of the plagues that the Lord plagued the Egyptians with. Okay, and the Lord led us in the midst of all of that. Go on.
to give them light in the way wherein
Give them
thou
light
should
in the
go.
way. Go on.
Thou camest down also upon Mount Sinai,
Right.
and spakest with them from heaven, and gavest them right judgment.
Gave us the right judgments. What are the right judgments, man? The Lord. The Mosaic law. That's the manuscript that was given. That's the law we should be enforcing. If you're not enforcing the Mosaic law, which is the earth's, the manuscript of the earth, then this is what you're gonna have. You're gonna have shenanigans all around. You're gonna have your daughters walking around like prostitutes. Go on, brother.
And true laws, good statutes,
And true laws and good statutes. Go on.
and commandments.
And commandments. So this is about order, decorum. Not walking around like you don't got no damn sense, like you're a beast. But the reason why these people walk around like they ain't got no sense because they've been indoctrinated into that beast state of mind. That's what the society produces. That's why when you go to these school systems, you see these kids acting silly and they acting worse than ever before, man. They throwing stuff all over the place. They're not listening to they're not listening to what the teacher is saying because the teacher don't give a damn. He's just being a teacher because he's just there to get paid. You know? So there's a lot of a lack of order. And the parents are, and I'm gonna just say this as well, you got shitty ass parents that don't know what they're doing. Which invokes more confusion. And the reason why the parents are shitty is because there's no order. Go on, brother.
Psalms 73, verse 22.
Right.
So foolish was I,
Right.
and ignorant. I was as a beast before thee.
And that's why was he ignorant and foolish and silly? Because he wasn't following the way, the right way. So when you don't follow the order of Yahweh Shai, okay, which is the true way, then you are likened unto a beast. A beast just does what he wants, does what he feels, and acts like a damn idiot. As well as. You know what I'm saying? And in this society, when you go to these school systems, if you're a young lad, in order for you to maintain yourself in the school systems, you gotta act a damn fool. But if you act like you're civilized and you got sense, all of a sudden you're gonna get picked up. You're gonna get bullied. And that's the structure, that's the decorum or the way of the society. To be out of order. The more out of order you are, the cooler you are. That's the standard of this world. The more out of order you are, the cooler you are. The more in order you are, the nerdy you are. You're boring. Go on, brother.
And it says, but judge, back in 2nd Ezra 7 and 34.
Go on.
But judgment only shall remain, truth shall stand,
Right.
and faith shall wax strong,
And faith shall wax strong. Go on.
and the work shall follow.
And the work shall follow. The righteous works are going to follow unto the faith. All right? Go on.
And the reward shall be shown, and the good deeds shall be of force, and wicked
You
deeds.
don't have to read that again, brother. Read that again.
They're saying, and the work shall follow, and the reward shall be shown.
That's right. Go on, sorry. I tell you what, brother. This is the good work shall follow.
The work shall follow, and the reward shall be shown,
Yeah.
and the good deeds shall be of force.
It says, and the good deeds shall be of force, because the good things are going to be enforced, okay? Because we're going to enforce the laws of the Bible, the word of Yahweh Shah. That's what we call him, because that's his true name. You call him Jesus Christ. We're going to enforce the law that Yahweh Shah did not neglect, as it states in the Matthew, the 5th chapter. And that's why you got these bone-headed, okay, walking around with a like a headless chicken. Okay, that's got this slave plantation Christianity bullshit. They talking about, oh, well, we don't have to keep the law anymore. These guys are a bunch of idiots, man. The law keeps you, the law is what keeps you intact. Oh, you know, I mean, you don't have to keep the law anymore, but your ass is paying tithes to the pastor, though, right? So if the law is done away, why don't you tell your pastor that you don't gotta pay no tithes? How about that? It's covered for that now.
So the Bible said, and the reward shall be shown. It's Revelations 11, verse 18. And the nations will prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name.
That's going to be the good works. That's going to be the reward because we stood firm on these streets, dealing with all of the elements, dealing with retards in some cases, right? So what's going to be the reward? The Lord would have to pay us something back in return if we go through all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And he loved doing this too. This is our passion. This is different. Okay, but at the same time, the Lord is going to bless his men because we did what most people couldn't do. We have given ourselves like unto a sacrifice. So, you know, when you sacrifice something, you have to get something back in return. Like, for example, if you're going to buy you a car or whatever, and the car's like 10,000, you got to sacrifice 10 G's to get that car. So this truth requires you sacrificing your life so that you can gain back life again. That's why Paul said that we shall inherit immortality. What is immortality? Meaning you don't die. And it all goes back to the word everlasting life. Okay, go on, brother.
Yeah, so it said, and them that fear thy name,
Right. IUIC.
Small and great,
Small and great.
and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
And that's the reward. So there's two sort of rewards for two people. You got those that are going to receive everlasting life and the resources of that, okay, in the kingdom of heaven. So like the things concerning the everlasting life. And you're going to have the wicked, right? He's going to be rewarded for destroying the earth. And who's that wicked man? Who's that wicked man that's on the earth? So-called white people. And he's back the Bible on that. Instead of proving the Bible wrong, that he's a wicked man, he proved the Bible otherwise. He proved the Bible to be true. And you got these jokers over there that's wearing a part, looking like Barney with the purple garments on, talking about, the thing now is that we don't need to be talking about Esau. Man, that's a part of the doctrine. A part of the doctrine is talking about Esau. What the hell are you talking about? Yeah, the guy, you see the...
Yeah, but the cut for that is Proverbs.
There's a lot of cuts for that. That's right.
Proverbs 24.
Yep.
You get blessings because of the so-called way.
Right.
I always get it, but
They say when they come, that's against the white man, I'll put it in the devil. They'll get shut down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
They say, that comes when the white man in the devil against the mouth, get shut down.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's what he said.
hey,
Who said that?
The leaders of IUIC.
Yeah.
They said they curse the white man, they get shut down.
They start talking reckless.
They said that.
That's what they say, and it's just furtherly shown time after time. And we've been talking about this.
They wax it worse and worse, man.
That's what it is.
Guys, man.
The reason for that is be as wise as a serpent and harmless as a dog.
They're trying to justify
With the Israelites, with the Hebrews. We're saying with the Israelites.
What do you believe in?
We believe in Yahweh Shai. Okay? We believe in Yahweh Shai, who you call Jesus Christ. That's what we believe.
Jesus Christ is born.
Right. But we believe in him according to the truth. Yeah, we got. I'll get to you in a
The
minute.
truth came out.
What's that?
The truth came out.
The truth is out right now. You just gotta repent and come back to the
How long is the truth
truth.
gonna last for?
What's that?
How long is the truth gonna last for?
The truth has always been around. Look what you got, brother. You got that else to do, man. When you bored, when you ain't got shit to do, man, you just start talking shit. You got things to do, man.
can't watch this out to the rip big questions, bro.
Well, really, the truth came out.
She got her mind back in the kingdom.
She gonna be alright though, because she's built out her mind. She can't blame her.
That's the some people. She just talk about smash them with madness.
That's it, brother.
That's how you know she's an Israelite. Yeah, and it says back in 35, and the work shall follow.
Yeah.
And the reward shall be shown.
And the reward shall be shown. So we're gonna give you the reward once again. But like we was talking about before, Nate and them guys, the head guys of IUIC, ain't talking about, if you talk about Esau and you talking that reckless talk, then we gonna shut the camp down. And we've been telling you guys for years, man. Okay, the apostles been telling you for years that look, them guys are nothing but Asian provocateurs, they sellouts, and they backed by the IRS. Okay, they've taken that Faustian bargain deal that Judas what is it, purse, and they making money. Because see, the thing with Nate's a multi-millionaire, like the apostle said. So when you comfortable, brother, you wanna keep that money going.
Clean and all that. He's a cocoa butter in his face.
Right.
Looking clean.
He's comfortable, brother. Yeah.
That's why he retired early, man.
Yeah. And if you notice, he ain't out there with the brothers. He's not out there. He's pulling the cut.
You know what they're doing? They're
Collecting checks.
They try and sing with the name. That was the start of it, right?
Right.
But it's like they try to weave that little leaven into it.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
It started off with the name, and now it's like you can't curse like Esau. So even they were probably just like.
Before you know it, brother, that's funny you said it because I was thinking the same thing. Before you know it, they're going to start teaching Christianity.
That's cool PR, man. That's what they're doing, weaving these little lies and all that, man.
Go on.
It's mad, bro.
Yeah, read what you got, brother.
It's Ezekiel 35 and 1.
Yeah.
Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir.
That's what you're supposed to do. So when Nate talks to his congregation, telling them you ain't supposed to talk about Esau, he's actually, in violation of this scripture here. He's violating Ezekiel the 35th chapter. As we've been saying time and time again, them IUIC individuals, them bugged out, purple Barney wearing Negroes over there. They're not the men of the Lord, man. Okay, them Barney purple wearing individuals in that camp, they are not the men of the Lord. They're men of Satan. Okay, they're taking the deal. Okay, Nathaniel 7 or Nate sold out 17 years ago. All right, around the year 2000, 2001 he sold out. So what makes you think that you're going to receive the complete truth from that guy? That's why he's all of this time he's been neglecting the name of the Lord. And now this new thing is we're not supposed to talk about Esau now.
I can't believe you said that, man. That's what the shit is based on, man. That's the shit.
That's the shit.
If you you can't curse like Esau, what are you gonna do, man?
Right.
That's the whole fucking. Proverbs 24:24, man. I remember that.
Yeah, we'll get that, brother. We'll get that. But yeah, give me this.
Because he said this, you see a blessing comes when if you curse out the wicked.
Right. So that means we're supposed to. That's right, brother. And that means that we're supposed to not talk about slavery anymore. Not talk about destroying the earth. We're going, bro.
Wisdom of Solomon 5 verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness.
That further proves right there that Nathaniel 7 and them guys, they are not righteous men.
They're not bold.
And they're not bold. You're supposed to come out and be bold, man. Like if the Edomite comes up to the camp, we're supposed to tell him why he's going into slavery and specifically going to his behind. That's what we're supposed to do. That's a part of the doctrine. It tells you that in Isaiah. Give me Isaiah 11, brother, real quick. Hold me what you got. Give me Isaiah 11 and 4. Because that's what it is, man. Nathaniel 7, he's sitting cooped up in his mansion collecting checks. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's like, if you're not saying that, if you can't say that Esau going in slavery, that's not the gospel. The gospel is supposed to give you hope, isn't it? That you're going to come out, you're going to overcome your enemies and all that. So you're not giving them the full hope. The hope is that you'll overcome your enemies, receive salvation. That's not cursed like Esau.
No. Give me what you got, brother.
You don't make no sense, bro. Should I give
me what I call, brother. Give me Isaiah 11 and 4.
Isaiah 11 and 4.
Yeah.
But the righteous shall he judge. But with righteousness shall he judge the poor, and reprove the equity for the meek of the earth, and he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth.
He shall smite. What is it yet again?
And he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips he shall slay the wicked.
And with the breath of his lips he shall slay the wicked. So when you neglect to talk about Esau, you're in violation of, again, that scripture there, because you're supposed to slay the wicked with the word of Yahweh. Like the brother Nawaz said, man, there's many sort of angles you can cut from. You see? So they showing you time and time again that them guys are false prophets. We had one guy so bugged out in his vision. He made a flood of his damn self, man, twice.
What was that?
Yeah, go on.
This is 2 Thessalonians 2 And 3.
Yeah.
Let no man deceive you by any means,
Right, it says, let no man deceive you by any means.
for that day shall not come except there be a falling away first,
Right.
and that the man of sin be revealed.
So who's going to reveal this man? Who's going to reveal that? That's a straight. That's a slice and dice. That's a samurai. That's a shogun company. Shogun something.
There was that the other one as well. What I tell you in secret, you should shout from the rooftop.
What's that?
What I shall tell you in secret, you should shout from the
Right,
rooftop.
right. Those are the revealing.
That's being put in the house to the wicked is being put in the house to the
Good. That's right. So if you, I mean, how you gonna enact? How you gonna enact that verse then? That's how you know, man. Great millstone. I don't put these, brother.
Sorry, brother.
Great millstone, right? I mean, you know, you got a lot of guys. They want to say that we're this and we're that. We are the men of the law, man. Let's just seal the deal and let's just set the record straight. The brothers in Great Millstone are dealing with the prophecies, man. When you type in the RFID microchip or anything involved in the Bible prophecies, what do you see? A GMS channel pop up. You don't never see GOCC. You don't never see IUIC talking about the prophecies. You always see Great Millstone talking about the prophecies. So we're the men of the Lord. You got these bugged out individuals in HODC. They were talking about how Obama was the Antichrist when he's not even he's not even president anymore. And then you got the IUI Salata, you got the GOCC.
They've changed now. It's now Trump the Antichrist.
It's Trump now.
Yeah, it's Trump now.
They say they're gonna need an image of Trump or Obama, and people are gonna have to worship it.
but that's the cotton that is on. Men are not with them that are given to change. No, but I was thinking about that. Men are not with them that are given to change. I think
That's double-minded. Yeah. Double-minded is on the statement of his way. Double-minded man. Yeah, so I mean, you know, you got all of these guys out here. They further showing that they're not the guys, man. They're showing further that we are the men of the Lord, and we're the guys, man. Because we're the guys that's bringing out the prophecies. We're the guys that's coming out here in season and out of season. Okay? Even if it's freaking cold, man, we're out there. All right? Like you got these Hebrew Israelite camps. Like for example, you got this guy named Bagwash, I call him. He goes out there when it's nice and it's medium, like a February, March type deal. But even still, they don't go out. Okay, but you can count on the Great Millstone camp going out every single week when it's super hot to when it's lukewarm to when it's super cold. Even in some cases when it's raining, you will see a Great Millstone camp. All right, so we're the guys, man. We're the representation, and we are the ambassadors of Yahweh Shai. We are the guys, man. All right, and some guys may say that we're proud and arrogant. Well, I'm just telling the truth. The truth of the matter is we're the guys, man. We're the house of David being restored, man. I got those guys named HODC. They're not the HODC. We're the real HODC, man. Go on, brother. You got what you said. I tell you what, brother. Give me Job, the 5th chapter. Go back to Job 5. What did you have before?
Job 5 and 11.
Okay, you get that.
Okay, back to Job 5 and 11. To set up on high those that be low,
Right.
that those which mourn may be exalted to safety.
Yeah, so we're going to be exalted one day. Yahweh Shai, who the world called Jesus Christ. He's going to raise his men out of the gutter, the hoods, okay, and where we're at right now in this wicked society, and we're going to be exalted above measure. You know?
In America.
Right. I am. But that
You
doesn't.
got to come here.
No. I've been backwards and forwards. I've lived there all my life, but you know, basically, or the Hebrew Israelites, or in England as well. A lot of us are coming down to England now. So.
Where do you guys meet?
Well, basically, we just meet here. All of us meet here.
You don't have a church or anything?
Now, with the churches, is in the highways and the streets.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So where you from, if you don't mind?
I'm from Israel.
Okay, that's all right. That's cool.
I'm original Levi.
Oh, you're Levi.
Levi.
So you're a so-called Haitian, right?
What?
You're a so-called Haitian.
Haitian?
Yeah, Haitian.
I don't know, man. All I know is
But
that
regardless of
all
what.
I know is I'm the tribe of Aaron.
What's going on? What's up?
Yeah, Edward.
What country are you from?
Right?
What country are you from?
What country am I from?
Where were you born?
Where about that?
No, but she's an Israelite.
I'm
though.
an
She's
Israelite. I'm an Israelite. God told me.
Well,
And I didn't believe him, you know. I said, no, brother, come around black, you know.
yeah.
And he said, nah, it's calling us. It's calling us back.
That's right. That's
So
right.
that's why I really appreciate
And
what
I like
you're
your
doing.
dress too. I like your attire. That's showing the glory.
Thank you.
That's showing order.
Thank you. I appreciate what you're doing. Just keep spreading the word so that a lot of people know. Because I told the pastor, I said I'm an Israelite. It's like, what? You know, it's like they believe it's the European Jews. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, mate, don't even forget it.
Yeah, they believe in
I
that
keep
sexual
Shabbat.
bullshit.
I keep Shabbat.
Or the Sabbath.
I keep the Shabbat. I don't eat pork. I do as much as I can. I don't eat none of that stuff. And
That's
it
good,
makes
that's
you
good.
brighter. I don't dye my hair. I don't cut my hair. I don't straighten it, and it
That's
makes
right.
you connect to God better.
That's right, sister.
God
By
bless you.
thinking. You see? Every Saturday, yeah. Yeah, so what I was saying before, man, I mean, at the end of the day, these different guys, man, they showing time after time, man, that we're the guys, man. You got these Hebrew Israelite camps, they don't even know how to break certain scriptures down the correct way. They agree with every week you got, brother. Yeah.
Back to John 5 and 11. To set on high those that be low, that those which mourn may be exalted.
Yeah, and ultimately, I mean, the whole nation is gonna receive exaltation. The whole nation will be, but the Lord is gonna start with the elect first. Because what's gonna happen is the 2/3 of our own people, they're gonna die on this side, and they're gonna come back as newborn babies in a reincarnation. You know, and they're gonna get it right all over again. So they'll be all right, and they'll be in a very good position too, because that's what the Lord sanctioned from the beginning on.
I said Deuteronomy 28 and 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that Yahweh thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Yeah, and that's going to happen because, I mean, if you look at us right now, we're reverting back to the laws. So ultimately, we're going to receive blessings. It's going to start with the elect first, though. Okay? You got any questions, bro?
I'll share something with you, right? We've got a series of verses here. I can't remember what the scripture says that like the day is like 1,000 years.
Yeah, that's I think that's 2 Kings, the 3rd chapter.
You always know where the devil is. So the day is like 1,000 years, 6,000 years. God died over 6,000 years. How many books in the Bible?
Well, I don't really remember doing it.
666. How much is that made?
Well, that's,
Saying the Bible was the devil? No. That's where you find where they've messed it up.
well, really, I
If
think
you haven't
it's
got a
70
Bible
plus.
from
70 plus.
If you haven't got a Bible from, I don't know, the 1611 Bible,
Right.
that's when the people are thrown and confused because it tells you about the Catholic, the way they've organised and structured everything, paying people in their own images, gods in their own images and everything else. It explains a number of things about certain other beliefs and everything else.
He's saying, like,
A lot of things are getting from it, is what I'm saying.
now I want to make sure I'm following up, you know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, are you saying that the King James is kind of corrupted in a sense?
Corrupted. I would say.
Well, I mean, like, in order for you to make that statement, you would have to go into the Hebrew and the Greek backwards and forwards to make that
Okay.
statement.
I'm not going to battle with you, but I'll show you what I'm doing.
I will say this.
there, though.
I will say this now.
Listen, the Torah is
there,
listen,
though.
I'm not for people to keep it.
Check this out, bro. Let me finish what I'm saying. Now, basically, in a sense, I won't say that they did take out certain books. But he got all of the books anyway because it's in the Apocrypha. So really, I mean, yeah, they might have taken certain books out, but the message still is
It's
correct.
still clear.
Well, they all saying the
The
same
message
thing.
is still
So
clear.
it would just
But
be
you know,
repeat.
this is where people get confused.
And it's all prophecy because if you check it out, the truth say that the Lord will set up stumbling blocks in the way because the Lord don't want everybody to get the truth. Matter of fact, brother, get me that Isaiah if you can.
That's Jeremiah. So like,
Yeah, get that in Jeremiah. Because what we also teach as well is that the majority of our people ain't gonna get it. Not everybody's gonna get the truth.
That's it, I believe 100%.
Everything the Lord set up, He's fulfilling His word. He said, look, I'm gonna set stumbling blocks in the way, and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. And here we are right now, going. That's why you got so many Bibles, you got this Bible, that Bible, and things that don't even pertain to the Bible. Going.
Yeah, we already know that what they're trying to teach in the
This
Bible.
Jeremiah 6:21.
Yeah.
Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, behold, I will lay stumbling blocks before these people,
Yeah.
and the fathers and the sons together shall fall upon them.
Yeah, read that again.
Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, behold, I will lay stumbling blocks before these people,
Yeah.
and the fathers and the sons shall fall upon them, and their neighbor and his friends shall perish.
Right, and that's just the bottom line. So there's certain men that, or women even, that the Lord don't want to come into the truth, and they're set up to perish. Even if we have the complete truth, which we do, they still not gonna believe. You know what it is? Because the Lord put that spiritual block to their mind so that they don't get it.
Romans 3:20.
You might as well read it, bro.
Now we got the button, I'm just trying to show you something in terms of the Hebrew.
Well, understanding.
3:20. Therefore, Romans 3 verse 20. Therefore, by the deeds of the law, shall no flesh be justified in His sight. For by the law is the knowledge of sin.
Right. Well, what that goes into.
Out of the law. Right. Yeah? All that says by the law, but not. That's trying to tell you that through the law is not justified. Right. So you are out of the law. Sorry. Out of the law is
Therefore, by the deeds of the law, there shall no flesh be justified in His sight. For by the law,
by the law, right? You want to justify. From among the law.
so out of the law is the knowledge of sin.
Yeah, so if you're out of the law, if you're not fully in the law, right?
No, it says out of the law. So understanding the law, out of the law, that's the knowledge of sin. So when you read the law, that's when you understand if anything that's contrary to that is sin.
And the thing about it is that I'm going to say this as well. Because,
Don't study the Hebrew that scripture there.
right. No, but I understand what you're saying.
This is what I'm saying. What I'm saying that I'm not discrediting everything.
Yeah. No, but I just wanted to make a point.
I'm just saying what they're doing because certain words didn't exist or certain letters didn't exist. Yeah. The British decided, or the Europeans decided to translate it and put in their own interpretation. That's what you need to study. What are you trying to say though, right? What's your point? You can't be justified by the law. How do you do that?
You want to say that
you are justified. You are justified.
That they put in Easter.
I'm going to say this. Yeah, he's not. But the guy.
Because again, he's further in the
right.
scriptures. Further in the scriptures.
They put in the word Easter. When you translate it in
faith.
Hebrew, it's Pesach. It's Passover.
Doesn't the scripture tell you that? Yeah. Right. So you are. Yeah, but no one's saying that. No one's saying that you don't need to keep the law.
No, but bro, I'm saying this, bro.
You have to keep the law.
What I'm saying is this. I'm not arguing with you. I actually agree with you saying because there's a scripture where it makes mention of Easter. That shouldn't even be there. The word there should be Passover or Pesach. But the thing about what Paul was saying is that
I try my best, but I'm a sinner. I confess.
Bro.
Yeah, I'll take everything out. Everything's coming out.
No, it's cool, bro. It's all right, bro. We're not going to deal with that. What I'm dealing with is that basically what Paul said is that we're not going to be saved by the law. Okay, we're going to be saved by faith.
Right.
But that don't mean that we denounce the law because we still have to keep the law.
Go ahead.
You go on.
So it's the same chapter, verse 31.
Yeah.
Do we then make void the law through faith? God forbid.
Right.
Yet